Hey guys, welcome. My name is Chuck Hansen. I'm going to be your co-host along with a whole bunch of people that make this Thursday night event very, very special. And we've got lots of great things that we're going to share with everybody tonight. Now, I just love it when a plan starts to come together. It was just over a year ago when my good friend Michael Stern threw this hot potato into my lap called the hotspot. And we started looking at helium. We started looking at the hotspots. We started looking at everything. And at that particular point in time, there were less than 7,000 hotspots located only in North America, primarily in the US. And the more we continued to look at what Helium had put together, the more excited we got because of the transparency of everything. I, like Michael, I've been involved in the home-based business arena for 33 years. Michael, a whole lot longer. He's much older than I am. But, this was just a breath of fresh air, right? And, after we continued looking at everything, we decided that we had to do something in order to share it with the world. So we started putting iHub Global together. And unfortunately, our CEO, Rick Cotton's not going to be here with us tonight. But, the company has grown from just a few of us to now headquarters with a CFO, with a comptroller, with a new chief operating officer, with all kinds of people with lots and lots and lots of credentials and lots of experience. We as a company have grown all over. Now, if you were in here in the very beginning, you heard people calling in from all over the globe. And I mean, seriously, all over the globe, North America, South America, almost every continent on the planet. And, we're reaching right at 700,000 affiliates. And that is unprecedented growth for a company that is just over 5 months old. So we've done our best to try to keep up with all of you, which is almost impossible. But, you're in for a treat tonight because you're going to get to meet, if you haven't already met, Eric Z. Excuse me. If you haven't already met Eric Z, Eric is I call him the wizard, right? I saw this guy, excuse me, joining some of our Zoom presentations with all of these screens all around him. And I said, you know what? Either that is a government official, watching what we're doing, or it's somebody who is definitely got a lot of things going on. And that's Eric. And so Eric and his team joined the iHub team in June, and it's been nothing short of a miracle of what they've put together. And Eric's going to walk us through some of the new tools, new things. And then when Eric gets done, I'm going to come back and make a few announcements that you're definitely going to want to hear about firsthand so that you can react to what I'm about to tell you. So with that, hey, Eric, if you're ready, Eric's out in Las Vegas at our technology office. So, hey, buddy, if you're ready.
I'm here. I've been waiting.
Yeah, you're always ready. So
welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. As you guys know or may not know, this is more of our deep dive training. So we're going to be getting our hands dirty. We're going to be looking at some new features that we've launched pretty quietly this week, and we wanted to keep it quiet so we can announce it with you guys here live today. And I'm going to be sharing my screen with you guys, going over some of those new things. And we're going to do some more deep training on learning about the earnings and the rewards of hotspots. Okay. So, a lot of questions come about as far as what is affecting the earnings? How do I know if it's a good placement? And along with our tools that we build, our intelligence tools and our pro feature tools for our Helium Track Pro accounts, I want to make sure that we get a good recording of some of the really important information that is given down to us from Helium. And Helium is the company that has developed this whole opportunity. They have, developed this concept of building an IoT network. And just to touch on it briefly, an IoT network is a network built for devices to connect to. So I mentioned on some of the previous trainings that we connect, with our phone, we connect to a Wi-Fi, signal, and we're able to stream heavy bandwidth data, right? We can stream videos, we get on Facebook and we do all that. And that network, which is, powered by, it could be powered by LTE connections and satellites and all of those different things, or fiber connections, is meant for us. But there are billions and billions of devices that need their own network. And the reason that they need their own network is because these devices are growing by the billions, okay? And they need a cheaper, more effective way to do that. And that's what Helium has brought forth. And not only have they developed the world's fastest growing network and largest IoT network, but they've also developed a way for us to earn, right? To get rewarded for helping them build a network. And that's by getting a hotspot and placing it in your home or business or wherever. And that's what gives iHub our unique position. And that is because we, number one, we have the expertise. We've done our research. We know everything there is to know about Helium and their blockchain and the crypto and the miners. But more importantly, we have secured those relationships with the manufacturers that are going to allow us to distribute to you guys so we can share that opportunity with you guys. And so you can earn too and start growing your network, referring others and earning from them. And so it's a really just a whole powerful concept. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to share my screen, and I want to share some new features that we have that are going to help you guys understand the growth, all of the efforts that you're going out and marketing. We want to start, giving you guys visibility on all of those efforts that you're doing. So we have some new sections we're going to talk about. And after that, we are going to talk about some of those earning aspects that I mentioned, and we're going to get more technical. So again, I do want to just mention, this is a deep dive training. We have other trainings. So when I share my screen here right now, I will show you guys where, if you are a beginner or you're new to iHub, I want to make sure you guys know where you can find those trainings. And so when you go to our support center over here, you could go over here to live webinars. I'm going to open that up, and you'll find we have our getting started training. Okay. And so we have that every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. We have our opportunity overview live webinar, and that's every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern and Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern. And this goes over the iHub opportunity. I believe we go over some of the compensation, helping you guys understand what is this opportunity all about. Some of the stuff I just spoke with, and this is where we are right now, right? We're on our deep dive training. We're going to get our hands dirty. We might get a little technical. I'll do my best to keep things simple and to share that opportunity with you guys. So first thing is we're going to start learning JavaScript. Okay. I'm just kidding, guys. No, that's not what we're doing here. So first thing that I want to share with you guys is you guys can see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So one thing is we're going to touch a little bit on support. And as you guys can see, I'm in our support center. So I went over here, I went into the support center. And what we've added here, which was a big request, is, along with all the amazing training and frequently asked questions and constant stuff and updates that we're adding. And you see, we keep this up to date. We had a post today and the day before, and you'll see that there's really, again, this is our ability to communicate with you guys as a community. If you want to know what's going on within iHub, what is the latest stuff happening, what are the new features, what issues have been fixed, this is where you got to go. You got to go to our support center, and you're gonna see all that here. But one of the most important things is the ability to find information. So as we add more trainings, as we add more frequently asked questions, and this section really becomes a foundation for learning, right? This is our learning center. This is our communication center. We added a search right here, and we didn't have this up until a couple of days ago. So your ability to type a question, anything on your mind, like, what's a virtual mining assessment? I'm going to start typing virtual mining assessment, and I'm going to see all of the related topics for virtual mining assessments. You can literally just scroll down a list, and you'll see these are the frequently asked question results. So how many virtual mining assessments can I send? Who do I send them to? Can I send them to myself? All of these different questions, and you can just go down, and when you click on that, it's going to literally bring you right to that frequently asked question. Really easy. It gives you the ability to simply search Sorry, guys, my mouse got stuck. There we go. And that's really, really powerful, right? So instead of going through the training videos or frequently asked questions and trying to really dig in and find the answer to your question, we wanted to build something that makes it easy for you guys. And along with that, so if I type in that same, I'm just going to type in, or I can type in mining assessment, whatever. And so scrolling down, you'll see there's another topic here, and it's the video trainings, right? We have our video trainings and we have our frequently asked questions. So you can jump with a single search right to our, so the first way to send virtual mining assessments, part 1, sending virtual mining assessments, part 2, how to track and manage your virtual mining assessments. And that'll bring you right to that training. I mean, how easy is that, guys? So we're really excited to be able to just bring you easier tools. And again, not just for you, it's about your network, right? The people that you're inviting in here to iHub. I said this on one of our past webinars, and that is, every time that you refer someone into iHub and into Helium Track, they're going to have a better, more seamless experience than you did. And that's our goal, that every person that you bring in, you're going to feel that much more confident, that much more excited about that they're going to have the latest tools. And hopefully you guys take the time to learn them and join us on these webinars, because this is where we share everything. So we added that search. One other big thing we decided to do, and this is upon high request, recently we've added language support, right, to iHub or to Helium Track. And I do want to just mention, I know we're just, going to touch upon a couple of these things, but looking over here, you'll see that we already announced this stuff kind of quietly. So if you've been using our support center, you would have already known this, okay? And that's, again, the goal here, but we like to share it on the webinars. And that is, we've added even more language support. So originally we had 9 different languages that we launched into Helium Track for translation. And as Chuck said, we have people literally from everywhere. It's phenomenal. And so you'll see here under our language menu, is my video blocking this, guys? Can you see this okay?
Sure, I see it fine.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure. You'll see here that we've added an additional, I don't know how many languages, not 7 languages or, yeah. So we have a total of 17 languages now in here working. And we also did it based on our user base. So we took a look at where are most of our users from, and we started adding more languages. So we're excited to be able to continue supporting everyone, throughout the world and making this usable for you guys. And so that's really, really great. One really important thing is, if you are one of our active users and you like to use your phone, we do know that there was some bugs on mobile devices and that it was causing some crashing issues. We're happy to say that we got all of those resolved. Everything is working back smoothly. So if you were any one of those people as well, I just want to share that, who might have gotten a message like this that said, "Aw, snap," and that's a message from Chrome, Google Chrome browser. We've been able to get that fixed across all of our mobile devices. And the truth is, it's because of all of the work you guys have been putting in. And what I mean by that is that all of the dots, right? All of this data that we're having to load, there's so much going on. It was overwhelming the browser and crashing it. So we got that fixed for you guys. And so those are just some of the small updates we're going to share here today. I want to jump into more of the exciting stuff, which is giving you guys visibility on your network, right? So you guys, hopefully are planning hotspots. You're inviting people to iHub. You're educating them on what this is about and the amazing opportunity that iHub is delivering to its affiliates, and all the hard work and amazing features that we're bringing to you guys. But you really need a way to see everything going on. You need a way to see, okay, where's the growth of my team? How do I see the progress, right? So we've added a new section. I don't know if anyone has touched upon this on our previous webinars this week. This has been available since earlier this week. And so we've added this section called My Network. Now, this section is not complete. I'm going to open it up here. And this is going to be your first glance into the growth of your direct network. So your direct signups that you guys are referring into iHub are going to be visible here. And we're going to go through all of this now and why it's really, really powerful, because it's not just about knowing who you're bringing in. Okay, well, I know I referred John yesterday. He signed up and he told me and he reserved his hotspot. Great, moving on. But what is John doing? And John is just an example. What is John doing now that I've invited him in? Okay, he said he reserved his hotspot. How do I know that for sure, right? Do I got to go find that somewhere? Is he planning hotspots? Is he sending mining assessments? Is he inviting other people? Because guys, this is what it's all about. it is bringing in the next person and having them grow their network, and those people having the best tools to grow their network. And this is what maximizes iHub's amazing compensation plan. And so first off, we'll just go over what we're looking at here. And again, I want to just reiterate so that there's no questions. This is not multiple levels down currently in this section, meaning that we're currently not displaying anything but your first tier referrals. So the people you personally directly referred will be shown here. We will create a more advanced view where you will have deeper visibility on the growth of your team, and not just the growth of your team, the activity of your team, right? And that's what is most important here, because you know, if you're operating a business, you need to know the health of the business. You need to know the growth of the business. You need to know that every department of your business is doing everything they need to do, right, in order to keep your business running smoothly. If a part, an organization, or you know, a department of your business is not operating well, you got to step in. But how do you know when to step in? You got to check on them. This is your place to do that. This is your place to get some visibility. So let's go over this a little bit, guys. So we have nice visible chart on signups per day, nothing too fancy, but it's nice to have a visual indicator, okay? And it's a nice motivator, right? When you start seeing your chart go up and you're getting more and more signups directly, again, this chart, we will create another line in this chart that will represent the level of growth beneath your first and direct referrals. But for now, it's just direct referrals. So you'll probably see some waves going up and down, you know, unless you're actively signing up people every day, and hopefully you are, you know, and you're getting better and you're getting access to more people and figuring out better ways to market this, you know, hopefully you'll see that chart, you know, cruising along or with a nice incline. So over here, you'll see a total of your direct signups. Over here, currently, you'll see a total of how many active hotspots they have. You know, for our VIP members currently who do have hotspots, they will see some figures here. But again, we're very close to our free deployment, and you will be able to see how many total hotspots are active that you have referred through your network. You'll also be able to see a total, how many is my team planning hotspots, right? So it's one thing for you to do a lot of work. There's no I in team. You can be the one-man show, but we all know that in order to have a successful business, you need to grow your network, right? Your team. And you need to be able to rely on others to understand what they're doing and go out and do the same thing that you've taught them to do, or that luckily our system is teaching them to do, because we have all this amazing training and our processes are getting better and our conversion rates are getting improved. And so all of these things are benefiting your downline. So you'll get to see how many total hotspots your direct downline or network. So we're going to just clarify something here. Your direct sign up is what we call your network. And so everyone under that, so if anyone's wondering, what does that mean, your network? It is all the people that you have referred into iHub. So I just want to make that clear. So currently on this account, there's 279 planned hotspots. And so within these 30 people, okay, 6 people have reserved hotspots. You know, a lot of these are test accounts. So I just want to say that hopefully you'll see some better numbers there. Hopefully everyone, you know, if their location is passing the intelligence, is getting their hotspot reserved. And I'll show you how to drill that down a little bit more. You'll also be able to see how many mining assessments has my network sent, right? You want to see the growth and you want to see the execution of your team. And if you don't see movement here, that is your opportunity to step in as the owner of your business and contact that department and say, hey, you know, how can I help you? Do you need help? Do you need me to sit down with you and show you how to do this? Do you have questions? What can I do to make you, to help you do your job better? Because I'm building my business and you're a part of my business. Let me help you build your business, right? So you see how many mining assessments they sent out, and you'll see how many mining assessments have been completed. One thing that I'm just thinking of now that we can do is, we'll add a conversion rate, right? What is the conversion rate of the amount of mining assessments sent out versus completed? So if we got that percentage, we'll see, you know, that's probably somewhere between a 70% or more, maybe even. And so it's nice to know, hey, 70% of the mining assessments that my network is sending out are getting completed. It's a great analytic to have to see the health of your business, right? So let's come down here. These are just some real quick figures you can see. And again, we're gonna keep adding here. We're gonna give you visibility of deeper levels. We're gonna give you more analytics to make better decisions. We're gonna help you make those decisions, okay? So now down here, you'll see per each row, you'll see your direct signups. So again, this information is available to you already in our commission back office. And that's why we decided to put a button here that it's relevant that, hey, this is similar information that I might find in my commission back office, you know, as far as the growth of my team and seeing those levels and stuff like that. So, you know, very commonly you might want to jump into your back office, make sure everything looks right. And so that's why we added that over here. And so we'll see the information. You'll see whether or not that sign up has a pro account, right? So do they have all of the best tools to grow their network? Maybe you can encourage them to get a pro account, because that's really where we are putting a lot of our equity and a lot of our focus on the newer tools that are going to be coming out are going to be built into Helium Track Pro. So we'll see here, this is the level, right? So they're direct sign up. So it's 1. As we add more visibility, you'll see deeper levels, and we'll probably nest this table, meaning that you'll see you know, kind of more indentation of, okay, this person's under this person, you know, not just one, you know, straight column down. We already talked about the active hotspots. This is actually working, but no one on this account or this direct sign up has any active hotspots. And then you can really start drilling down and see who's doing stuff, right? Who are my top people? Who's going out there and planning? Okay, I got Cody over here, and he's planned 237 hotspots, and he sent out 58 mining assessments, and 37 of them have been completed. Well, guess what? This guy, Thomas, hasn't, well, he's done a little bit, right? But he kind of stopped. So this would be my point right now. Okay, what I would do is I would shoot Cody a text message. I say, hey, bud, good job, man. You're killing it. You're doing well. I'm impressed. You know, give him some encouragement, because I mean, we all know that building a relationship with your team, with your business, with your employees, or whatever you want to classify them as, but everyone you know, can appreciate a good compliment. The next thing is, okay, well, maybe Thomas isn't lazy. Maybe he needs some help. Maybe he has questions. Maybe he's really busy. Figure out a way that you can help him, right? So, you know, maybe direct him to the training. You see, he said he planned some hotspots. So I know he knows how to plan some hotspots, but he hasn't sent any mining assessments. Well, my decision, my thought process would be just like this. I would go to the support center. Okay. I would open up training videos. I would search mining assessment, right? I'd find a training. Okay. I'd take this link and I'd go and send that off to Thomas and say, hey, buddy, I saw you didn't have any mining assessments sent out. You know what? Maybe check out this training. This is going to teach you exactly how to do it step by step. And if you have any questions, give me a call. I'm going to be there for you. That would be exactly what I would do in that situation. So I hope that you guys can see the value here. And it might just, you know, this is a very simple initial view. We got this out quickly because we wanted to start giving you guys tools on executing, you know, on your team, right? On getting visibility and knowing who am I calling? Who needs help? Who needs a compliment or a pat on the back and a good job, buddy? So I'm hoping that everybody can see the value here. And again, you can see the mining assessments that have been sent and how many have been completed. And so this is really just the beginning, guys. We're going to build you some really impressive tools to keep helping you guys make the next decision, right? Because without this, you're blind. And we want to help you guys grow the network. We want you to be able to help your network grow the network. Okay. So that's pretty much it for this section. You can always search. So if you do want to look through the list, we've actually revamped all of our search processes to make it faster, more accurate, and search more data. So, you know, if I type in, start typing in a phone number, I can do that. Okay. There's all the 702 numbers. I can type in an email. I can, so finding information quickly is now better than ever in Helium Track. So that's pretty much it for this section. I just want to stop for a moment. John, Michael, Chuck, any questions on this section that might be helpful to clarify with our amazing community here?
No, buddy. I mean, I think you're right on target. I mean, the more information, the more data a person has. You know, obviously, when somebody's starting out, all of this data really doesn't make much sense. But as they continue to grow, their team and they have 100 people, and then those 100 turn into 1,000. Now, you need that data. And
Yes.
in the old days, we didn't have the luxury of having all of these fantastic tools at our beck and call, and we were always, building in the dark, if you will. So
Sure.
having these kind of tools, guys, are just something amazing. And so, I mean, that's how you grow a group from 1,000 to 10,000 to 100,000,
Sure.
and really and truly, it can be done. It's I've done it. Michael's done it. I've done it several times, and it's just a matter of going in there. People, I was going across some of the text messages or some of the chat that I'm getting right now, and people are saying, well, should I continue recruiting because the person that just signed up today couldn't reserve a hotspot. So let me just tell you something about that. That's not the critical part of this whole thing. So yes, it's nice to have your own hotspot in your very own home or office, and that may come up, later on down the road. So don't get discouraged with, by you go in there and all of a sudden you don't have that ability. So just continue to build on, continue to talk to people, because it's getting paid off of all of those
Yes.
hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of people that as we push this around the globe, because really and truly, guys, we're just at the very, very beginning of everything. And, so don't let not
Absolutely.
getting a hotspot in your home
And
be one of those, oh, that's it. I knew this was too good to be true, so don't let that get you.
absolutely. And just to visualize that, guys. So I want to, so just to touch on what Chuck said. Okay. You can imagine, okay, I signed up to iHub and I'm in a Helium track. And the reason, just to clarify, if someone is not able to reserve a hotspot, the reason is because we run that address to our intelligence process. So for those of you who are new here, we have, some algorithms that detect, we're going to touch on this later in a little bit more detail, to see if that area is there's already a live hotspot there too close by. Okay. And I'll tell you why that's important. Or there's already a reserved hotspot there. Okay. And our goal here is to help Helium grow the network. And Helium, their goal is to properly build this network, right? By adding more coverage in the same area, that doesn't help grow the network. As a matter of fact, it hurts the earnings of everyone around. And we're going to dive into this. I'm really going to drive this home later in the call. And I don't think we've ever done, stick with us, guys. I don't think I've ever done a deep training on this. And I'm going to do my best to show you guys how that all works. But to finish on what Chuck is saying is that, so if I came in here, okay, and I signed up and I wasn't able to reserve my hotspot, okay, my house, because there's already another live hotspot or someone reserved, maybe 200 meters away, and we take a little bit of a vicinity around that. But just imagine that I went ahead and I spent the next week inviting everyone I know to iHub, and everyone starts signing up. Well, guess what? When all those people, okay, when a lot of them start receiving their hotspots, when we start shipping our free deployment, you're going to be earning off of every single one of these. So what do you guys think is greater, having one hotspot or being able to earn a little bit off of hundreds or thousands of hotspots? That's where the growth potential is. It's nice, like Chuck said, to have a hotspot in your home. It's nice to be able to show that to people and use it as a marketing tool. But the tools that we deliver here is where you really grow a business. Okay, that's the long-term end game. So just to visualize, you can imagine the earning potential. It's unlimited. Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to move on, and we're going to touch even more on the details of the mining assessments and how we've improved this process for you guys as well, giving you guys more visibility. So for those who don't know, I will just touch upon it briefly. Our mining assessments is a tool that allows you guys to, and you'll see this section looks a little similar. I'm going to go over this, but it's a tool that allows you guys to send someone a report, right? You can put in their address, you put in their name, you put in their email and phone, and you click submit, and it's going to check that address, right? Just like we said, is it too dense? And if it's not, it's going to allow you to send them this report, what we call a virtual mining assessment report. And what this report does is two very powerful things. Number one is it automatically will get all of the nearby hotspots and get their average earnings over the last 30 days and be able to show it to that person, okay? It helps them understand, okay, there are hotspots nearby that are actually earning between this much and this much, and I could potentially, get somewhere in the same. And there's a lot of factors there, but it makes it real. So that's one powerful thing. The other powerful thing it does is, in order to send someone a mining assessment report, they have to already have an eligible address, meaning it passes our validation. So now they're also being notified of the fact that, hey, you have an eligible placement to reserve a free hotspot deployment with iHub. So it's a win. It's a double win. And not only that, it makes that process super easy for the person, because they're looking at that report and all they have to do is click on claim their location. They sign up to iHub just like they would in any other circumstance. They reserve their hotspot right there. And now that we recently have taken over the sign up process, we go ahead and automatically log them into Helium Track and put them right through our getting started training. So we really flow them into now the same process that we are all doing, and that is planning hotspots and setting mining assessments and educating ourselves on how this all works and what it all means. And so that process is very improved. So for those of you guys who have a free Helium Track account, you currently can only send up to 10 mining assessments, okay? It's part of our free model for Helium Track. Now, we do have a Helium Track Pro version, okay? You'll see that I actually have a Pro account here. If you have a free account and you want to upgrade, you'll see an option to do that right here in the top right menu, okay? And you'll see some other notices around it throughout the app. And with the Helium Track Pro account, you're able to send out unlimited virtual mining assessments. And so when you're sending out these mining assessments, you can send out up to 25 at a time, okay? And so while those are pending, okay, so they can be pending, or from the time they get completed or they expire, okay, then you'll start being able to send more. So you have a rolling 25 mining assessments. So if you send out 25 mining assessments in one day, and all of those 25 people complete them in 2 hours, well, guess what? You can send out another 25 immediately, or as they get completed. So virtually, as long as they're getting completed, okay, or they expire. And so I do want to touch upon the expiration, just clarify if anybody has any questions. But that will give you the ability to constantly send out more. So there's no limit. When you get Helium Track Pro, you can get unlimited virtual mining assessments. And so that's what we're looking at here. And so just to touch on the expiration, when I say that it expires, it doesn't mean that the person can no longer sign up to the virtual mining assessment report. And again, this is all in our training, guys. I go through it in detail. If you want to learn more, please take a look. Don't forget, support center, training videos. And so what it means is that when you send out that virtual mining assessment report, it locks that real estate and the surrounding area. So you have to put in the person's address, and like I said, and their contact information, you send them this report. And so when they open that report, from that second that they click on the report, whether they got it in an email or they got it in a text message, the moment they look at that report, it locks that area for 24 hours. And when I mean by lock that area, that means that no one else, not any other person within iHub, is going to be able to reserve a hotspot in that area, okay, surrounding area around that location, or send out a virtual mining assessment to someone around that area. That means that is that person's unique and exclusive opportunity to reserve that to claim that area, meaning that they can take their time with it, and then that 24-hour timer is going to run out, and it doesn't mean that they can't go back to the report later and claim the location if it's still available. But what it does mean is that other people can swoop in and claim, and either reserve a hotspot nearby, okay, or try to send out a mining assessment for someone else to reserve their hotspot. So, just to clarify what that all means. And so we're going to see that here, right? We see those statuses. And so when you see expired, that doesn't mean, you see, I can go ahead and I can resend that mining assessment because, well, this is a test one, but because Eric didn't do anything, right? So I sent it to him via email, okay? And so we revamped this. I want to show this to you guys. We revamped this entire section to make it more clear, more easy to follow. And let's move back up before we do get down here. And hopefully everyone understands what our virtual mining assessment reports do, right? They're a report that someone can easily it just pushes them right. It gives them the easiest way. It's the best way to sign up to iHub and to reserve their hotspot and to get them right into the system, right? We have a very high conversion rate on all of our mining assessments, okay? So the chart that we're looking at here, which isn't too impressive, I apologize, guys. I don't have too much time to build my business because I'm helping you build your business, right? So, but what we're looking at here is the white line. We have two different lines here on this one. And so the white line is how many mining assessments you're sending out per day. So you can see, okay, and this is over the last 30 days. We'll give you some longer historical charts so you can go back to any time and say, okay, well, how many mining assessments was I getting out back in March? You know, maybe I'm doing better now. Maybe I got to step it up, right? Now, the blue line, okay, there's going to be two lines on this chart, and it technically is working. It's just not very good example on this account, but the blue line is going to be how many have been actually completed. So you will actually kind of have a rolling scale. Okay, I'm sending out this many mining assessments, you know, on a daily basis, but how many of them are getting completed on a daily basis, right? So, you know, maybe you got to change up your strategy. Maybe, you know, you can get every single one completed if you got on the phone and gave them a call and said, hey, I sent you the mining assessment report. Go ahead and follow through. Let me know if you have any questions. So it's your way to track out your progress and the progress of the recipient who's getting the mining assessment report. So that kind of covers that. And again, we have our just total stats, how many were sent, how many are pending, how many completed, how many expired. And so you'll see here, we see all the information. One thing you'll notice is we kind of really made this clear how it was sent. We styled this a little bit differently, and I'm not going to spend too much more time on this section. We're going to move on. But one big thing, which I personally was not thrilled with the design before, the way we created it, was it was very hard to see what was happening as far as the activity of that mining assessment, okay? And so now you'll see that I can click on this drop down and say, okay, the last time I sent this person a mining assessment, right? Because you can send it up to 3 times to someone, okay? The last time I sent it to them was on this date. They viewed it on this date and time. So I know they saw it, but they didn't sign up and they didn't reserve, right? So I could say, hey, Eric, you saw the report. Do you have questions? You know, or if I look at this one, I can say, okay, well, I last sent it on this date and time. They viewed it on this date and time. They signed up on this date and time, but they didn't reserve their hotspot. What's going on, right? Maybe give them a call and help them out. So this is a much, much better way that we have this. This is showing how much time is left before it expires. So currently there's nothing pending right now. We see the status, whether it's expired, not viewed, completed. Okay, very clear. I don't think I need to go over it too much. And then we gave you guys visibility to show you guys how many times have you sent it. So that was another thing that, you know, people have the ability to resend mining assessments, but they didn't know how many times they've already sent it, right? And after 3 times, you will not see, well, I don't have any in here, but resending option will disappear. Okay, so it's your job, guys, to, when you send these out, get in touch with the person and help them follow through. Okay, what else do we got here?
Hey, Eric, would you take a minute and show everybody the letter that goes out with the mining, with the mining assessment?
Sure, absolutely. Let's you know what, let's just do a quick one. I'll do one live. Okay, let's go through the process.
Guys, well, you know, while Eric is kind of putting that together, let me say this about the chart. It's accountability, right? It's holding yourself accountable to who? To you, right? I mean, if you have a flat line, well, that means you have a flat line, right? You haven't done anything. So, you know, you just need to step up your game and, you know, just continue building your team because guess what? We will have miners. We have miners right now. We're shipping out hundreds of miners every day, and we've got thousands more hitting the dock. Now, do we have enough miners for everybody? No, but we're certainly moving in that direction, right? We're working with a company right now to get a purchase order on 1 million hotspots. and we're working with several others, and it takes money to do all of those things. So we're in the process of so many different things behind the scenes to help all of you participate in what we know is going to be. And then there's some things that you guys are going to be able to see that'll convince you that this is definitely the biggest thing that any of us have ever participated in. So all of that is coming very, very shortly. So just be patient. I know patience is not a virtue, and it's not something that I was born with. I certainly had to learn it, and I'm not real good at that. But as I continue to get a little older, become a little bit more patient in everything. So Eric, go ahead, buddy.
Sure, absolutely. So as Chuck was talking, I went ahead and I planned a hotspot. Again, guys, this is all in our training, so I don't think we need to spend time going over it, as we still want to cover some stuff. But this is the email, all right, that would get to you guys. You see, I just received it 0 minutes ago. I also received a text message on my phone. Let's see if I can show that to you guys here just a little bit. But basically, it's a message like that that's similar to this. And I can click that link right here. I can click the button in the email, and that's going to open up what we're about to look at. And that's our virtual mining assessment report that we kind of just talked about here. So I'm going to pop that open, and we'll just take a quick look at what that looks like. Now, I chose a location that was out in the middle of nowhere, right? There's no other hotspots here. So it actually didn't have the ability to get any nearby earnings. And so it is something that we want to find a better way to do that, but it's simply just the case, right? Where there's no other hotspots around. And we're going to talk about why actually that in some cases, this is going to be a better option for you guys, finding new real estate. Okay. But let's not focus on what they see here. Okay. They can see the current price of HNT, and they can claim their location, right? They can sign up their iHub account. And on the next step, I'd have to actually create this account. And I think I've created too many test accounts under mine. But the next step, they would reserve their free or request their free hotspot. And then it would literally log them into Helium Track and greet them with our getting started video, which is a nice overview video of welcome to iHub. Congratulations, you successfully signed up. You successfully reserved your hotspot. Now we're going to show you how to start building your network so you can refer other people and earn from them. And we push them right into our brand new getting started training. It's a beautiful, seamless process. And again, we're those earning the earning generations of nearby hotspots. We do want to do something better with that, because we do understand that if you send it to someone and they see zero earnings, that's not actually the case. It's simply that we want to use real data, right? We use data that is around finding other hotspots. So don't get caught up on that, because what I'm about to get into now is actually going to show you guys why having too many hotspots around you, or if you're in a city or a town with a lot of hotspots, doesn't mean you're not going to earn. But I'm going to show you guys some of the real core stuff about how this all works. Okay, let me see if I have any other updates. So we have our mining assessments. We fixed a lot of bugs this week, guys. We fixed a lot of, we've done a lot of optimizations, a lot of improvements. We've, everything should be loading faster, smoother on all devices. We've revamped a lot of stuff in the back end that you guys can't see. And so believe it or not, as much as we show you guys what we can show you guys as far as functionality goes, there is so much happening behind the scenes. And I want to just give John Krim a big shout out, because that guy is holding us together here. He helps us with everything. He's the original developer who built out all of the tools and stuff. And so I have a lot of respect for him, and we work very, very closely together. All of us together are just an incredible team. And like Chuck said, the rest of the team, from Chuck to Michael to Rick, our CEO, Elia, our CFO, our new COO coming on board, our entire support staff, Stephanie, our head of VIP, all of these people. I was up at 3 a.m. this morning. I'm here with you guys, and we had a full day, and it gives me energy. We're excited. We work our tails off, and everything possible is being done, whether you see it, whether you hear about it, or if it's behind the scenes, to get these hotspots out to you guys. There's the the amount of work that happens here, it's unspeakable. Okay. I just want to put that out there. We do it for you guys. We appreciate you guys, all the hard work you're putting in, all the support, all of those positive messages, getting out into the public, sharing how beautiful of an opportunity iHub is. It means the world to us. It changes everything, and it keeps us just cranking every day for you guys. So we're happy to continue doing that. But we're going to dive into something a little bit new. Okay. And I want to share with you guys, this is going to be some real data. Okay. We're going to look at some real earnings. We're going to look at some of the hotspots we have on this account. And I've already opened up a million tabs, which I do all the time. So let me close some of this stuff here so I can properly share this with you guys. All right. So what I've done here is I have the map open, right? This is our dashboard. And so our network map, and I've disabled all the other dots besides all of the live Helium hotspots. So what we want to focus on right now are the hotspots that are online. They're synced up. They are connected to the Helium blockchain, which means that they are mining. They are talking to each other. They are transferring data. They are part of the Helium network. Okay. And so I want to focus on one of these hotspots here. And we're going to look at some of the interesting things about earnings. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my hotspots. I'm going to search for which one are we going to look at? Let's look at Smooth Sky Baboon. Okay. That's actually the hotspot that is here in this office. And we have an antenna up on the roof. And so here we are, guys. Okay. And we'll see. All right. What do we have going on here? What is our basic rule of thumbs when it comes time to plan a hotspot? And just to reiterate this, you'll see there's a green dot right in this search right behind there. So that's where that hotspot is. If I actually click on it, I can see all the more information. And part of this that we're going to look at a little bit here. Okay. We're going to analyze some of these earnings. We're going to analyze this number here. And so this is our advanced viewer. This is also part of Helium Track Pro. So if you want to get all of this level of detail, it's much more simplified on Helium Track, the free version. So again, I just want to reiterate, we are using Pro. If you want those tools, you'll have to upgrade. So what is our basic rule of thumb? Our basic rule of thumb is our red zone, right? This is a 300-meter radius around our hotspot. And so we want to keep this area to ourselves. Okay, that's rule of thumb number one. I'm not going to necessarily dive into all of the reasons why, but what we know is that this is what Helium has told us, right? They're the ones who are building the network, and they're also the ones, very much more importantly, they are the ones who are rewarding us, right? And what is this all about? We want to get rewarded for getting our hotspots and building the network and placing them and getting them set up. So we got to listen to what they tell us. And they tell us that within a 350-meter radius, 300, you could say between 300 and 500 meters, okay, is actually what is written in their documentation, is an area that you don't want to have more than one hotspot, okay? And the reason simply why is because, like I mentioned before, if you look at this situation here, okay, you see all these grouped ones, they are not serving the purpose of growing the Helium network. They are covering, they're providing coverage over the same area, right? They don't need more coverage. You only need one hotspot there. It's going to do all the work, and you take that hotspot, you put it here, and you take that hotspot, you put it here, and now you're building the network, right? You're spreading out and you're covering more. You are building the world's largest network, okay? So that's the rule of thumb number one. The second rule of thumb, and the reason why we have these green Saturn-like discs, radiuses, or whatever you want to call them, rings around our hotspot and the red zone, is because this is what we call our sweet spot, okay? And so this is a really strong communication point when other hotspots are found within this green zone, okay? What we call the sweet spot, it helps our earnings, right? We know that we're going to pretty much be communicating a lot with those hotspots. Now, this hotspot can reach much farther out, right? And I'm going to show you, okay, what that actually looks like. So I have that hotspot open here, okay? And this is Smooth Sky Baboon, and we're looking on that. This is the reach, okay, of communication from this hotspot. And you'll see that it's communicating with hotspots very, very far away, right? But it's also, you'll see where the densest area is, and that's where it's a sweet spot, right? So all of these hotspots that are very close by, it's almost guaranteed that you're going to communicate with them. But let's talk about what affects the earnings, right? What is going to affect the amount of HNT that your hotspot is going to get? And that's something that is determined by called the transmit scale. And I want to be very, very clear on something. Now, Smooth Sky Baboon, this hotspot that we're talking about now, the one that's sitting right up over here, okay? It has a reward scale of 0.42, okay? And the highest number is 1, okay? So you can imagine it's between 0 and 1, but it's in a decimal. Now, that number does not mean, if I have a low reward scale on my miner, okay, that does not mean I will earn low rewards. What that means is that all the other hotspots that communicate with me are going to earn less because my reward scale is low. All right. So it seems like, oh, I have a low reward scale, I'm going to earn less. No, it's the opposite, that the other miners that communicate with your miner are only going to receive, you can basically say 42% of the capable earnings of, out of 100%. Okay. Let's keep it simple like that. But here's where it really starts to affect you. Okay. So you have a low reward scale. Why do I have a low reward scale, right? I'm in a good location. I don't have anyone close by me. I have hotspots in my sweet spot, right? I mean, I look like I'm doing good. And not only that, one of the other factors that Helium tells us is there's a limit to how many hotspots can also be found. You see these hexagons? So we have a lot of things going on here. We have our 300-meter radius, right? And we want to be the only one in there. We want to see other hotspots in the green zone. That's good. But we also want to be the only one, okay, or one of fewer the better inside of these hexagons. Now, what is this hexagon? This is something we call res. This is a res 8 size hexagon. Now, just to help you guys understand what a res hexagon is, and we might go over a little bit of time here, but I think this is really important to have a recording of this training because we don't have it. And so I'm going to take my time to explain things right. A res hexagon is a type of technology that's developed. It was originally developed by Uber, okay? And it helps us understand placements on a map across the globe. And this is now what all the latest tech companies are using to determine exact placement. So now you might say, well, this doesn't seem very accurate to use a placement based off of this big hexagon, right? There's so many places you can, so much area. So how does that all work? Well, there's other size hexagons, and I'm going to enable those. And you'll see here, we have a res 6, a res 7, a res 8, and a res 10, okay? And maybe I'll enable them one at a time, but I want you guys to see what's happening here. And I know many people might be looking at this and it just, going cross-eyed here because it's like, whoa, there's too many shapes. It starts kind of, just starts skewing everything to really understand what's going on here. But I'm gonna take this back out. I just wanted to show you guys this, but here's what we know. So we have different size reses, and it actually goes down to res 5 and to res 4. We got to add that. Okay. Now I'm going to show you something that Helium tells us. Okay. And again, this is our deep dive training. Again, if you're a beginner and this is all just intense, we have our getting started trainings. We have our recorded trainings at our support center, but this is really, really important stuff. And I'm going to do my best to just make this simple, right? So what are we looking at here? Okay. These are what I just showed you, those different size hexagons. We have a res 10, a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5, and a 4, right? These gray hexagons, these sizes are a res 8. Okay, so if we look at a res 8 here, what do we see? What does Helium tell us? Helium says on a res 8, the density target, what does that mean? That density target means that Helium says the ideal amount of hotspots inside of a res 8, this size hexagon, is 1. So they're telling us this. They are, and this is how the rewards go. Okay, so this is why it's important, because if you don't understand, and I know it's technical, guys, but if you get a grasp on what Helium tells us, you can start understanding what the rewards can look like. You all start understanding even more than that, which we're going to get into. So for a res 8, it tells us a density target is maximum, or I'm sorry, the ideal amount, the target amount is 1. The maximum in a res 8, that gray hexagon we're looking at, is 4. Okay. So what happens after there's more than 4 in a res? Guess what? the reward scale starts going down of every single miner in that hexagon. But what does that mean for you? That means that because how does your hotspot earn? Let's start there. Your hotspot earns cryptocurrency, HNT, the Helium crypto, by doing a set of tasks. And those tasks can include, let's just call it for the sake of this training, talking to other hotspots. It's communicating with other hotspots and they're talking their hotspot language. But in reality, it's actually doing something for the network, right? They might be sharing data. They might be checking to say, hey, are you online all the way? Am I online all the way? Do you have the latest software? Do I have the latest software? And they're constantly verifying the efficiency of the network. So you understand that this is it's a smart network, right? Every device that's building the network is constantly checking the network and each other to hold each other accountable. Are you a good hotspot with a good internet connection? Do you have a big building blocking you in front of you that I can't get your signal? So you understand when I say that they're talking to each other, there's all types of stuff, okay? So coming back to these reses, every time your hotspot talks to another hotspot, okay, it can get rewarded. Now, if you talk to a hotspot with a low reward scale, well, guess what? That's what is going to get you lower rewards. So if you find yourself, and we're going to get even deeper here, guys, I hope this is okay. I think it's very valuable, and this is really what it's all about. If you find yourself in a Res 8 with 4 other hotspots in there, or even more, okay, let's find some examples. Look, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guess what? All of the reward scales of these hotspots are dropping, right? That's a 0.29. Why is mine? Okay, well, I got to go back and see where it was. Okay, it's very close by, right? Mine over here is a 0.42. Well, guess what? The reason why those ones are lower than mine, which is very close by, is because they are maxing out this Res 8. But why is mine a 0.47? I'll explain. Let's now go out farther, okay? We're going to look at bigger hexagons. So let's look at the next. We're not going to go through all of them, but I'm going to get the point across here because this is kind of even hit home for me earlier today, which is why I wanted to share this, because as we deploy our free hotspot models, this is the data that we take into account when we say this is a good location or this is a bad location. And I wanted to find a way to really share that with you guys so you understand the level of what we're doing here and that it is a complete fair playing field. Anyone can go and find placements, right? You might have a cousin across town or across the country or across the world. You can earn from any hotspot anywhere in the world, as long as you were the one to refer them into iHub and they receive their miner and it's online, okay? So looking at these other reses, there's higher numbers. So let's just look at what they are, okay? So for a res 7, 6, 5, 4, right? The lower the number, the bigger the hexagon. So let's get some visuals on what those hexagons look like. So let's look at a 7, okay? What just happened? We got this big blue hexagon, right? So we have our gray hexagons. Now a res 7, look at that. It's surrounding a bunch of res 8s, right? So we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 res 8s inside of a res 7. Okay, well, guess what Helium tells us? Helium tells us that for a res 7, the density target, they're telling us that the ideal amount of hotspots in a res 7 should be 5. That's it. But they're going to allow up to 20. And after 20, the reward scale is going to drop. Okay. So now what happens if, okay, let's look at my hexagon here. Now I'm okay in my res 8, right? I'm following the rules in my hexagon. But what if I zoom out and I say, well, Helium says there can only be 20 in this big hexagon. Well, guess what? I'm in that big hexagon, right? So if there were 20 hotspots or more in this big blue hexagon, guess what's going to happen to my hotspot? My reward scale is going to go down. And guess what else is going to happen? All of the other hotspots reward scales in this blue hexagon is going to go down. And guess what else is going to happen? These are all the hotspots that I'm likely to communicate with. And what does that mean? That means that when I talk to all these other hotspots and all of our reward scales went down because we maxed out this resolution, this blue hexagon, the res 7, then we're all earning less. You guys follow me? Okay. Now I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show this to you now. This is where it really drove home to me today. Okay. What we're looking at here is Las Vegas. Let's compare the maps. These are two different types of maps, and we're going to build some of these features into Helium Track. Let me get rid of these reses so you guys can see. Chuck, John, Michael, are you guys following me?
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
definitely. Very interesting.
Yes, yes. I had to find a way to really. This is a very powerful training, guys. This is you. I mean, I'm very happy with being able to go through this with you. So we're looking at Las Vegas. So let's even let me make my let me get rid of this circle, make it bigger so that it just gets out of the way. All right, let's compare. Let me get a okay. Just trying to get something similar here. Okay. Now let's go ahead and we're going to compare. I'm going to flip back and forth. You'll see the resemblance of these. Let's go ahead. So you see these hotspots, right? That's Las Vegas, same shape, right? These are all the hotspots. This is all of Las Vegas. Now, looking at this here, okay, you're going to see, well, why are all these different color dots? Okay, this is not an iHub network map. Okay, this is not indicating reserved hotspots or planned hotspots, which we have in our map. These are live hotspots that are online mining HNT. Okay, they're on the Helium blockchain. They're plugged in, connected to the internet. Now, you'll see there's a bunch of these that are orange and red, right? And grayish, okay? And you'll see this shape, right? What does this shape look like? It's a big hexagon. That's a res 4 hexagon, guys, okay? And it's surrounding most of Vegas. I mean, these are all mountains here, right? So you can see the size of this hexagon, right? We started with these little res 8s, deep, deep, deep. And now we can see, wow, these hexagons really go out far. Well, guess what's happening across all of Las Vegas? Well, everyone who's in this hexagon, you see all these green ones? All these green ones have a reward scale of 1, okay? Guess what all these have? 4, 7, 3, 2, I'm sorry, not 7. They're all under 4. I apologize, that's wrong. So, but why is that happening? Guess what? This entire side of Vegas, guys, has maxed out the res 4 hexagon, which means that every hotspot now found in this big, I mean, it's most of Las Vegas, right? Anyone who puts a hotspot here is going to automatically, you know, so let's look at let's go back and look at our witnesses. Okay, here's Las Vegas. So this is my hotspot, which means that, look, I can witness anywhere in any direction, right? But if the majority of the city is in that hexagon, right, the res 4, which Helium tells us, the res 4, the target is 250. Helium tells us that in this size hexagon, okay, that we're looking at the shape, their ideal target is to have 250 hotspots within this hexagon, no more. Now, they will allow up to 800. Well, guess what? We're over that. Now, every single hotspot that I talk to, that my hotspot talks to, right, all here is going to get less rewards. So that means that pretty much half of the city is giving me less rewards. Now, I also can communicate with hotspots down here. What did we see? We saw green hotspots. That's good, but I'm in an area, my entire city is just a little overpopulated with hotspots. And this is how Helium it generates the rewards. Now, you'll see I'm still earning. Okay, what do my rewards look like? I'm earning half an HNT a day, and it went up today. That's good. But the reason why you'll see fluctuations in earnings, now you can be in an area that's empty, right? And if you're the only hotspot there, well, you also don't have any other hotspots to talk to. So how are you going to earn, right? You're going to earn not enough. You're not going to earn well. And if you're in a city like me, which I watched this happen, this has happened. Oh, the network is growing very quickly. And so as these areas get more and more populated, the reward scales, once we start maxing out, start small, right? In those little hexagons, okay? Well, once that gets maxed out, then the next one gets maxed out, the next one gets maxed out. And so the more, the bigger the res, and the more, the bigger the res that gets maxed out, the more it's going to affect your rewards on a greater scale, right? Because all these other hotspots have lower reward scales, and who are you likely to communicate with? All the other hotspots, right? So I wanted to just create a training where you guys can really start to understand how this all works. So what's the strategy? What is the solution here? How do we continue earning as much as possible? Well, that all goes into placement. And that means that, finding areas, okay, and not everyone is going to be fortunate enough for these situations. For example, if you live in New York, you live in San Francisco or Chicago, in these highly dense metropolitan areas where all you have is a bunch of sky rises and a lot of hot spots on top of each other, you don't really have too much of an option, okay? But there's still room to earn. But again, the potential of iHub and everything that we deliver is not based on your hotspot. So luckily, that's not the case. We still give you the ability to earn off unlimited amount of hotspots. The work that goes into that is inviting people to iHub. But one of the biggest strategies that we preach, that we share, and we're building tools to help you guys with this. I'm starting to actually realize myself how important these tools are to get into your hands now, and we're working on them. But to find areas that are underdeveloped, right? To find new territory. I mean, if you look, you can find plenty. All right. Let's just take a look. I mean, Las Vegas looks like it's populated, and there's still plenty of room to go right around and all that. But when you start zooming out, I mean, look how much room there is, right, to develop. Now, obviously, I'm sure many of you guys are asking, well, who knows someone that lives in the middle of the desert or wherever else? There are still many, many cities that have not even touched or heard about or have helium implemented or hotspots. This is the goal, right? Finding ways to find people, market iHub, get out there, make phone calls, use the trainings that we have to find these areas that don't have enough hotspots or don't have any hotspots, and start building your own network. Being able to, we are, Brandon, our lead software developer, his brother lives in Yuma, Arizona. Let's look at Yuma. Okay, we planned some hotspots there, and I want to show you guys. We'll wrap it up pretty soon here. How do you spell Yuma?
Y-U-M-A.
There you go. All right. Okay. Let me turn on. Well, let's get the plan hotspots. Okay. Well, look at this, guys. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. And this is just with very little effort. Brandon called up his brother and said, hey, you live in this area. Do you know people that might want to get involved in this opportunity? And luckily, Brandon's brother is he's techie like us. And we quickly caught him up. And within a day, look what he did. He planned these hotspots here in the town that he knows. And we're going to build a network there. Well, look, now, what do you think is going to happen here? We are going to be able to, if we have, right, if we turn on our reses, let's get some reses going here. Oh, actually, oh yeah, sorry, 1 second. Okay, it actually, it only shows the reses around the live hotspots, but you can see here that we're not even close to maxing out the densities, based off of this kind of plan. And honestly, it's a little too spread out. If we had a couple more here and here, what are we doing? We're building our own network. This is the strategy, guys. This is exactly, the best way that you can get out there. And this is what our deployment board is going to take all of this into account. So when we start shipping our free hotspot deployment, it's not all just about where you are and what's currently online. All of this is going to be taken into account, meaning that our intelligence that is going to rank every single reserved hotspot in the system, and that's how they're going to be shipped out in order of priority based off of a score, okay? Which means that you can come in now and build a network, and if you build a good network, okay, you have the ability to move up the ranks. This isn't a first come, first serve. That's what makes iHub different. There's a strategy here, and we're teaching you guys that strategy. And so I wanted to kind of go through this a little bit, try to give you guys the tools and training. It's very intricate, but at the end of the day, the process is not. The process is you get in touch with people, you share with them. We have these beautiful landing pages now that make it very easy, right? To share the opportunity with someone, teaches them how to get started. We have great videos that explain all of this. And to be honest, this is a matter of sending an email, making a phone call, sharing this on your social media, and using the marketing specifically that we provide to you guys. Okay. We do have a compliance department. I want to just touch upon real quick that, if you guys are going to use marketing material that is not approved by iHub, okay, or material that you haven't found that we've been using, you got to run that through our compliance department. So if you have any questions about, hey, can I use this? Can I say this, or is this allowed? It's always better to ask, okay? Because we're starting to monitor this stuff as we grow very large, and we're going to continue delivering the tools. That's the goal, right? We just want to give you the right stuff that's tested and proven to share this opportunity, rather than you guys figuring it out on your own, or possibly, maybe make a mistake and misrepresent something, or make a claim that wasn't actually right. Use the tools we give you guys. If you have a question, you can email our compliance department at compliance@ihub.global. Okay. Again, it's compliance@ihub.global. If you have questions on what's allowed, on how you can market this, okay, please do us a favor and just shoot an email. They're going to respond like that. They're excellent. So thank you. And so again, all of this training sounds complicated and we got really in the weeds, right? But there's nothing easier than it's a free opportunity, right? No one is paying a dime at the moment to reserve a hotspot or to get into Helium Tracker to join iHub. So, how hard is it to go out there and, get on the phone, share some marketing material? This is people's opportunity to get involved in crypto. Everybody hears about cryptocurrency. There's a reason why there's massive institutions and institutional investors, Wells Fargo, BlackRock Capital, and these billions of dollar firms that are investing in crypto assets, right? Because it is the future. And with iHub and Helium, it's truly, it's one of the most remarkable opportunities that I have come across. I've been into crypto and mining crypto since back 2010, 2011. And the purpose that Helium serves, that these hotspots serve, is unlike anything I've ever seen, because what it does, and I'm going to end on this, is that Helium really is the only cryptocurrency that serves a real market. And what I mean by that, a $750 billion marketplace. The IoT industry, right? We talked about it in the beginning, the first thing on these, when I got on, the IoT industry, which is all of these devices having their own network to connect to, right? Not the same network that we connect to on our phones with Wi-Fi to stream Netflix, okay? Their own network that's more cost efficient. The amount of money that goes into using these networks, okay, by industries like healthcare, logistics, transportation, energy, telecom, you name it, governments, education, every major industry relies on IoT. And that industry currently is at $750 billion market cap. So coming back to why I love and truly believe in Helium, and this is the most phenomenal opportunity in cryptocurrency and to get involved with mining, but it's also, it's a fantastic way to help the world, because what are we doing? We're bringing down costs. We're building better, smarter, more secure networks for our devices. These are devices like our smart thermostats at home, our security systems and sensors, and all of these things that the world relies on, right? But what does that do for us as an opportunity is it creates a foundation, right? Bitcoin and other types of cryptocurrencies, and there's, I can't even count how many there are. They don't necessarily serve a real world purpose, right? They're not helping the world bring down costs, build better networks, serve a $750 billion marketplace that's used by every major sector in the world. They are draining the world of costs, right? To run a Bitcoin, to continue running the Bitcoin network, it's costing millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars a day in energy costs and all of these things. And nothing bad to say about Bitcoin, okay? There's plenty to learn about every cryptocurrency out there, but that's what makes Helium, I mean, just the best opportunity. So if you guys are just getting started, if you're just learning about Helium Track, again, we have Helium Track Pro. You can upgrade for it's $299 a year or $39 a month, or you just want to start giving it a shot. All of the tools and the new stuff that we're going to be building is going to be going right into Helium Track Pro. Helium Track, the basic version is to get you kind of familiarized, to be able to go through our trainings and start understanding how to use these tools before you commit to all that. But again, this is the opportunity. So guys, I want to thank you for your time. We're gonna, by the way, as far as the new sections that we did talk about here, the My Network, okay, that we talked about, and the mining assessments, we're gonna have new trainings in the support center under video trainings. You guys will be able to see that. If this was a new webinar for you, if you're just joining us, go to our live webinars, okay? And we're going to be sending out emails as well. Join our mailing list where, you know, there's plenty of ways to get involved, but definitely jump on our getting started webinar. We'll break things down a little easier for you. You can also feel free to go through our past webinars, right? You're ready to learn right now? Go for it. I encourage you. I applaud you. And I want to thank you guys for your time today. We're going to keep bringing you the good stuff, the marketing tools, the training, and I'm going to bring it back to you, Chuck. I know we're way over time. I just am super passionate about this, guys. Thank you.
Hey, buddy, I feel like I got my MBA right tonight. So, you know, guys, it is just all, I mean, and what Eric just covered was something that I have been asking about, wanting to know about, but didn't have the time to really go dig in and find it myself. And this just elevated my education level, right? And I got a lot of messages in the chat from other people that felt exactly the same way. Now, if you're brand new, it's over your head, right? I mean, it could be, but you know, you'll come back and you'll catch this again and you'll say, aha, now I understand, because I didn't understand. So Eric, and congratulations. Hey guys, I'm going to cut this real short, and we're going to get right to the important, the other important stuff, and that is that we're going to be hosting and having a live event in, of all places, Rio de Janeiro. No, just kidding. Las Vegas, right? So everybody was saying, yeah, Rio, let's go. No. So in Las Vegas on November the 5th and 6th. Now, what's going to happen is, you know, originally we were planning on a small get together on the 5th, and then it's just kind of mushroomed out. And so we're checking out all the laws and all of those things, the pandemic and all of those things. And of course, we're going to abide by all of those, but we're going to have it and open it up to everybody on the 5th. That's a Friday, right? And then the 6th is a Saturday, and we're going over to Worry Studios, and you can look up Worry, it's W-O-R-R-E. Worry, Eric Worry built a 25,000 square foot studio that has the capability of broadcasting to tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people around the globe, and we're going to do it in multiple languages, right? So that event will take place from 9 to 5 p.m. Pacific time, Las Vegas time, on the 6th, on Saturday. So mark your calendar off for that. So obviously, if you can't be there, then you're going to want to, you know, be part of the virtual and get all of the information, lining up speakers and all kinds of things that you're going to want to participate in. And then on the 5th, we're going to have more information on that here over the course of the next several days as to, you know, possible venues and size limitations and ticket prices. We're hoping to have some type of award dinner. And so just all kinds of things, but we need to pull everybody together. And, it's nice. The Zooms are great, but it's just, again, better if we all get together and get to know one another and break some bread with one another. So I'm excited about that. And come to Texas, no restrictions. I hear you. Right? So,
just one thing, Chuck, just on the event. So just so everyone knows, we will make sure that you guys get emails immediately as soon as information is available. You won't have to check in. We promise you'll receive that. You'll see information in the app and in the support center. You will get information regarding the event. And we have a lot of special stuff planned. It's going to be incredible. I think that for the first time, Chuck has downplayed it a little bit, but we're going to leave it just at that.
Yeah. So tickets and all of those things will be available sometime next week. And so we're just running off all the details to everything. So kind of lay out the 5th and 6th, and if you're coming, great. We'd love to meet you. And with that, we hope to be doing these things all over the globe, Mexico City, and like I said, in Rio and in Paris and all over the globe. So looking forward to doing that. So Eric, boy, I'm just flabbergasted at
we'll keep it coming.
Yeah, all the knowledge that you have and that you shared with everybody, and the tools that will keep us all on track and get us ahead of the curve, right? So
that's why it's called Helium Track.
yeah, absolutely. So guys, go pro, get signed up and get your pro account. I mean, I can't even imagine anybody not having a pro account, because that is the tool that you're going to want to. I mean, it's the tool that you're going to need to build your business globally. So go and get that done. So with that, hey, thanks for joining us here this evening, and we will have this recording. Guess where? In Helium Track, right in the support center. So that's where we house everything, right? So come on over there, sit and listen to it. Have all of your people join for free, get to the support center, and start getting educated on everything. So, Eric, thank you very much for all the stuff that you do for the team. And guys, we look forward to the next big event is Monday, right? It is Thursday, nothing on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And the next big event is 9 p.m. East Coast time on Monday on this very same Zoom room. So with that, let's call it a night. We've been 90 minutes. Right?
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night, everybody. Thanks.
Bye.
Good night.